Hi, good morning. I'm going to do a short yoga practice now. I I have had breakfast, which is actually something that if you want to do like a more kind of intense yoga practice in the morning, you should probably not have breakfast before, But this is just going to be more like kind of a lighter kind of yoga practice, just to, get the day started. So I figure I will sort of run through whatever I might be doing in this yoga practice. So, yeah. So I'm just starting in a seated position, in a half lotus. And I try to alternate the legs that I'm keeping with the pointing upward, So I'm just resting my hands on the knees, hands open. I'm just taking a few breaths here, just to sort of ease into the practice. And then on an inhale, I take my hands up and I look up, and then on an exhale, I just take my hands down. Inhale, take my hands up, and exhale, take them down. And then I'm placing the right hand behind my right shoulder and inhaling, taking the left arm up to the sky. And then on exhale, I take the left hand to the outer part of the right knee. And then I sort of twisting to the right side and I look over my right shoulder. And for a few breaths, and really drawing the abdomen muscles into, like the stomach muscles towards the body, inwards, to sort of getting a nicer twist here. Then coming back to the center and making some sort of shoulder opening motions here. So I'm opening up the shoulders by rotating them upward and backward a few times, and then doing the opposite. So I'm rotating my shoulders forward a few times, and then going to do the same with the other side. So I'm placing the left arm hand behind my left shoulder, and on an inhale, taking the right arm up to the sky, and then on exhale, taking the right hand to the outer left knee, and then doing the rotation here in the upper body, and looking over the left shoulder here, and drawing the stomach muscles towards the body for a few breaths here. And really squeezing this upper body in this position, so really getting a nice twist. And then coming back to the center. Now I'm going to switch, so I will come up on on my knees. So I have my hands, they are spread, the fingers, and then on an inhale, I have to move a little bit further. On an inhale, I will extend right leg backwards, just straight leg backwards. And then I also will extend the left arm forward. And then I'm going to interlock them, the opposite leg and with the opposite arm here. So you can either hold on to the ankle, or you can hold on to the middle of the foot here, and just stay very stable and do not overarch the lower back here, and just keep the balance, keep the focus, the gaze towards the floor. And then I will extend it out straight and then take it down to the floor, and then do the same with the other side. So inhale, take the left leg, extend it backwards, straight leg here. And then do the same with the right arm, extend it forward. And just keep the balance very steady here. And then interlock them, opposite hand with the opposite leg here. Either hold on to the ankle or to the middle of the foot here. And keep the balance, keep the stomach muscles really tight here, because it helps with the balance. And then again, extend them, take them down to the ground. And now I'm going to switch up into a downward facing dog. So on exhale, I will shift up the tailbone to the sky and come into a nice, easy kind of downward facing dog here. And just stay here for a few breaths. And sort of alternating with each of the foot here. Doing some light stretches. And then on an inhale, come up on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees and jump or step up is probably a better idea here to the top of the mat. And then here, do a nice forward fold, either bend the knees slightly if you need to. And just let the head hang really heavy here. So you're really getting the weight towards the ground in this position. And then on an inhale, come up into a nice straight spine here. And then exhale back to the forward fold. And then inhale, take the hands all the way up to the sky. Look up. Draw the tailbone in and exhale. Take the hands to the heart. So now to sort of warm up a little bit and just, start off here. I will do 3 kinds of sun salutations here. Surya Namaskara, A. So inhale, take the hands up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward into a forward fold. Inhale, straight spine, long neck. Exhale, step back into a high plank. So stay here for a few short kind of breaths in this high plank before we're moving into chaturanga. So either here you can lower the knees for the chaturanga, or you will just lower all the way to the ground. And here we will do a few cobra. So coil the spine up by also pushing the elbows towards the body. And then on exhale, coil down to the floor. And inhale, again cobra. And lift the hands up off the floor. And then you will do some pulses here. So you will lower down and come up, short, small little pulses just for the sort of upper back to kind of warm up and also get some exercise. And then take down the hands again to the ground and then inhale, come up into a full upward facing dog. And here, stay here for a few breaths and then look over the right shoulder, and then back to the center, and then look over the left shoulder, and then back to the center. And then on an exhale, shift back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come up on the toes, and exhale, bend the knees and jump or step up to the top of the mat. Inhale, straight spine, and exhale, fold forward again. The head is hanging really heavy towards the floor. Inhale, take the hands up to the sky, and exhale, hands to the heart. So now we're going to do, this was only one sun salutation, but in between here I'm going to do a little bit of a tree pose. So I will switch my weight of the body over to the right leg here, and then I will place the left foot anywhere along the inside of the right leg here, except not on the knee. Okay, so wherever is comfortable and where you feel you can keep the balance. Take the hands to the heart and just focus on some point a little bit, maybe 1 meter ahead of you on the ground. And then you will inhale, extend the arms up and look up if you feel you can hold the balance here. And then you will open up the left arm here to the left knee and do a little bit of side stretch here on the right rib cage. And keep the gaze up to the sky. And then you will take up the left arm to meet it with the right hand, and then exhale to the heart and just take the left foot down to the ground. And you can shake the right leg here a little if you need to. Then switch the weight over to the left foot and leg here, and you will do the same. So you will take the right foot and place it anywhere on the inside of the left leg and take the hands to the heart. On an inhale, take the hands up over your head to the sky and look up if you can keep the balance here. And then on an exhale, you can open up here, so you will take the right hand to the right knee and you will get a nice side stretch here on the left rib cage. And then on an inhale, take the hands up to the sky, keep the balance, and then lower down to the ground with the right foot and shake the left if you need to. Then again, step, if you are not already on the top of the mat, then step up to the top of the mat and take your hands to the heart, tailbone is in, shoulder is down from the ears. Inhale, take the hands up to the sky, and exhale, swan dive forward into a deep forward fold. Inhale, straight spine, and exhale, chaturanga. Jump or step back when you do the chaturanga. Inhale, come up into upward facing dog, and exhale, back into downward facing dog. Ensure that your head is really hanging here towards the ground. I can't really do this when I'm trying to speak in the same time, you know. And then inhale, come up on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, jump or step up to the top of the mat. Inhale, straight spine, and exhale, deep forward fold. Bend the knees, so keep them straight. Inhale, take your hands up to the sky. Really stretch up your hands here to the sky, and exhale, take them back to the heart. So, last Surya Namaskara. Inhale, take the hands up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward deeply at the hips. Inhale into a straight long spine here. Exhale, jump or step back into a chaturanga. Inhale, come up into upward facing dog. The neck and spine is long here, and then exhale, tailbone shifts back into downward facing dog. And then on an inhale, you will shift into an upward facing dog from the downward facing dog. And then on an exhale, you will shift back into the baby pose. So your hands are reaching along the mat ahead of you, and your upper body is going to sink in between your bent knees here. And you will place the forehead on the mat. And while you're doing that, I'm just checking for the time. Okay, so forehead is on the ground. And then inhale, come up into all four, and then exhale into downward facing dog here. And now we're going to do a little bit of a kind of a warrior sequence. So inhale, extend the right leg up behind you to the sky, and then on exhale, take the right knee to the right tricep here, and then inhale, extend it back up to the sky. And then on an exhale, step the right foot forward in between your hands and lower the left ankle to the ground, or left heel to the ground, sorry. And then extend the left arm forward, and then come up into to warrior two here. So you will pull the tailbone in and keep the shoulders down from the ears here, and look over the right fingertips. And then you sort of take your hands slightly in front to the side here. So we're going to do a warrior one transition here. So you will come into warrior one, which means you're still keeping the feet and legs in the same position, but you're taking the hands by holding them together up towards the sky above your head. And then you look up. And then on an exhale, you can just come down all the way down to chaturanga. And then on an inhale, come up into upward facing dog. And then exhale, shift back into downward facing dog. And now we will do the other side here. So extend the left leg up to the sky behind you. And on an exhale, take the left knee to the left tricep. And inhale, extend the left leg up to the sky behind you. And then on an exhale, step the left leg up between your hands, lower the right heel to the ground. And then inhale, extend the right arm forward in front of you, and then come up into upward facing, or come up into a nice warrior two here. So the shoulders are down from the ear, tailbone is in, and you look over the left fingertips here. And then you will sort of transit just by taking your arms out to the sides here. So also your sort of hips are slightly shifting, so you're facing your upper body is more like forward here. And then you just inhale and take the arms and hands up to the sky here into a warrior one. And then on an exhale, you're just gonna come down back into a chaturanga. And then inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. So now we're going to do a transition into a seated position. So you'll come up on the toes, and here you can either jump through into a seated position, or you simply just bend your knees and sit down. So I figure we're going to do more like a kind of end this yoga practice on the back. So 2 minutes for this, you know. So just simply coil down the back to the ground, and then you can just keep the knees bent here, and then you will sort of lift up your hips to the sky on an inhale, and also extend the arms above your head here. And then on exhale, you slow down, take the hands back to the toe, like in line with the hips, and inhale, extend the arms above your head, lift up the hips, and then exhale, take them down. And one more time. Inhale, lift the hips up to the sky, and extend the right arm, extend the arms above your head, and exhale, take them down. Now, one thing that's really good for the limb system is to extend the legs up to the sky in like a nice kind of almost 90-degree kind of position here. So wherever you feel comfortable, maybe you need to bend the knees here, or you just, you know, keep them straight. Just stay for a few moments in this kind of 90 position with the head, with the legs and feet up to the sky. So you will really drain the limb system in the legs, which is really helpful if you're doing any kind of sports, because sometimes you maybe experience that you get you know, like heavy legs, and this is really helpful for that kind of stuff, you know. And really push the kind of lower back here towards the ground as you're doing this, you know. That will help you to sort of stay stable in this. You can also use a wall as a support. So take down the legs here, and then you will sort of do kind of a, I don't know how to say, like a hip opener. So you will take the feet together here, and then you will just keep the knees pointing to the sides. And this is really good if you are like a runner, and because if you're running a lot, you're going to experience that you get your hips will get quite tight and you will not be so flexible. So this is really good for that. You can also use some kind of blanket here as a fold underneath the knees if you feel any kind of discomfort in the knees. And then just keep a really steady and calm and slow breath here, because that's really going to help with the flexibility in this. So really slow breath here, and this is also where you can sort of take your right hand, place it on the sort of above your chest and below your kind of neck, and then take the left arm and place it on your solar plexus. So you can really feel when you inhaling and exhaling and how you are filled with the breath. And really ensure that you're really breathing out really deeply and everything. Okay, so you can take your knees up again into just a common kind of, flexed knees. And then you can, to sit up, you can either roll over to the right side and then just slowly come up into a seated position. But because this is now a 22-minute practice, you can either just end this practice in the Savasana, which means that you will lay down on the back and just simply relax the body. But I'm going to end it now in a sort of lotus pose, half lotus here, and I would say namaste. And yeah, that was the morning practice of yoga.